Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Allegory, Ancient Symbolism in Sacred Scripture, a great Bible study series where we unpack the symbolic correspondence found in the allegorical language of sacred scriptures. In this episode, we start in the beginning with the allegorical meaning of light, and by extension its opposite, darkness. If you'd like to better understand the word found in the Bible, the Torah and other ancient sacred scripture, then subscribe to this channel and continue watching. Genesis, the first book of Moses and the first book of the Bible, starts as follows. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw the light and saw that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness, and called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Light is a key topic that comes up over and over again in the scriptures, and it is the subject that we will unpack in this episode today. We will revisit other elements such as earth, water, day, and so forth for another time. I'm a Swedenborgian, and although as Christian I will primarily focus on the word in the Bible, which is used to reference by other monotheistic religions such as Judaism, Christianity and Islam, at times I will use examples from other sacred texts to illustrate the universality of the ancient word and its allegorical nature as provided through the infinite love and wisdom of our Creator. As it is so fitting, let me, by way of introduction, give you a few Bible passages from the Old Testament, a couple of examples from other sacred texts, and a section from the New Testament to introduce the topic today, light. So in Psalm 119 we read two beautiful verses. The first one in verse 105 is, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." And the second one in 130, "The entrance of your word gives light. It gives understanding to the simple." From the Gita, chapter 13, "He is the source of light in all luminaries and is entirely beyond darkness of ignorance. He is knowledge, the object of knowledge and the goal of knowledge. He dwells within the hearts of all living beings." And in the Quran, we read the following in chapter 24. "Allah is the light of heavens and the earth, light upon light. Allah guides His light whom He wills, and Allah presents examples for the people, and Allah is knowing of all things." And from my favorite gospel, the Gospel of John, in chapter 1 we read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. That was the true light which gives light to every man coming into the world." I started this topic not only because it is in essence the beginning of all others, but also because this topic is probably an easy one to unpack first, and for our viewer, you, to recognize the symbolism. In today's world, we still use sayings like, "Hey, I see," or "shining a light on something," to describe some element of clarification or understanding. We also say things like, "I'm being kept in the dark," to describe the lack of knowledge or of understanding. It will come, therefore, as no surprise that our current use of these symbols to describe some deeper, more profound meaning has ancient roots. In our sacred scriptures, this allegory and parabolic meaning holds true also. And I think it is clear that our outer or worldly experience forms the foundation of our thoughts, our language, and so our sacred scripture. However, the principle behind allegorical nature of divine revelation captured in the inspired sacred scriptures is ultimately derived from or comes as a result of the infinite creator and universal principles of creation itself. It is therefore not bound by our limited capability to express it. All we need to do is to look for these spiritual principles by discounting the finite or natural elements such as space and time. I think it is pretty clear with what we've discussed so far that light is used as a parable that equates to truth, guiding knowledge, or faith, and in its highest sense, the divine truth itself. And darkness is nothing else but the absence of light, or falsity, self-reliance, misunderstanding, or a corruption of the word. Swedenborg uses the term correspondence for this allegorical nature because any visual object or element in the natural world directly correlates to or corresponds to a spiritual antecedent, being a spiritual quality or process. He says the following about light and darkness in Apocalypse Revealed. By darkness, falsities are signified because light signifies truth. And in Arcana Celestia, he says, seeing a great light signifies receiving and believing the truths which are of faith. In the word also, light signifies truth, which is from good, and in a supreme sense, the divine truth that proceeds from the Lord's divine good. In Apocalypse Explained, light signifies divine truth, and therefore the Lord is here called the true light, which lights every man, and to bear witness to the light signifies an acknowledgement of his divine human from which divine truth proceeds. That light signifies divine truth proceeding from the Lord, you can also read in his book Heaven and Hell in the chapter on the light of heaven. Now let us have a look at a couple of passages from Scripture to highlight this. For the moment only focusing on our topic today, light and darkness. From John chapter 3, and this is the condemnation, that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. Now if we replace light with truth, as we discovered, and darkness with its opposite, falsity, then we read it like this. And this is the condemnation, that the truth has come into the world, and men loved falsity rather than truth, because their deeds were evil. Let's pick up on another verse from Matthew 24. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is that darkness? We're replacing their light with truth and darkness with falsity. Also, it will read it like this. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is good, your whole body will be full of truth. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of falsity. If therefore the truth that is in you is falsity, how great is that falsity? Now, why don't you test this out for yourself too? I'll leave you with a couple of quotes from Scripture. The first one from Isaiah chapter 5. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And in John chapter 12, then Jesus said to them, a little while longer the light is with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. He who walks in darkness does not know where he is going. While you have the light, believe in the light, that you may become sons of the light. These things Jesus spoke and departed and was hidden from them. I have another few references here for you that you can follow up in your own time, and I wish you really well with that. Now obviously it's only one form of Bible study to help you, one little tool to help you get into some deeper sense, deeper spiritual sense and more personal sense of what the Word has to offer for you, so you can, get into some more introspection and help you study yourself using the Word as a reference point. And as we unpack more and more and more of these symbols, you will see that the picture becomes a lot more complete. So what do you think? Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, please subscribe so that you can follow the series. And while you're at it, please have a look at the other videos on this channel too and let me know what you think. I will see you next time.